Good morning, you guys. How are you? Happy Wednesday. I'm coming to you from my car, Car Chronicles. How you doing? But no, yeah, my eyes are kind of puffy because I was like crying last night. I've been crying a lot this week, but it's okay. God is pruning me. Sometimes we don't want to go through anything, but I heard Josh Ezzy say from Unplugged Ministries, you should go check him out, that God doesn't get you over things, or he doesn't let you bypass it. He lets you go through. He allows you to go through things to get things out of you. Like, God could just be like, okay, I want boldness, or I want peace, or I want to trust in God. God could, like, boom, zap, okay, you got peace, zap, okay, you got boldness. But that's not how he works, because he's a father. And he wants us, because love is a choice. He wants us to, basically, God is worried about eternity. He's not really worried about our happiness. Yes, he loves us and he wants us to have joy, but sin brings us happiness for a moment and then destruction. So he's really not concerned about what makes us happy. He's worried about our eternity. He's worried about making us pure. He's worried about making us holy. He's worried about chastising us. So I'm okay with that, because I'm learning and I'm enduring, and I know I'll share with y'all when the time feels right to share with y'all what I'm going through. And but I'm reading Isaiah 44 today. I just came upon it, and it's really cool. It's just talking about idolatry, how we make idols so easy in our life, whether it be a person, whether it be your life, whether it be a goal you're trying to obtain. There's nothing wrong with having things or goals, but it's something when that whole thing becomes your everything, becomes that you cannot let it go. Kind of like the rich young ruler. Like when God said, he's like, I've done everything. I've done this, I've done that. I can follow you, Jesus. But God's like, take away all your things and sell it to the poor. And he couldn't do it because that was his idol. He cherished that so much more than God. And God's like, if you don't love mother or husband or wife more, or children more than me, you're not worthy of being my disciple. We have to take up our cross, forsake all, and follow him. So Isaiah 44, it says in chapter 20, the poor deluded fool feeds on ashes. He is trusting something that can give him no help at all. Yet, he cannot even bring himself to ask, is this idol that I'm holding in my hand, a lie? Let me read that again. Are you trusting in something that can give you no help at all? Can you not bring yourself to ask, is this job that I'm trusting in? Is this boyfriend that I'm trusting in? Is this husband that I'm trusting in? Is this education that I'm trusting in? Is my body, my fitness that I'm trusting in? Is my money that I'm trusting in? Is my parents that I'm trusting in to give me hope? Is this thing an idol? Is this thing I'm holding in my life, holding into a position of idolatry? Is this thing a lie? Is this a lie? That's what Isaiah 44:20 says. And then God's like, oh, return to me in verse 22. Return to me, for I have paid the price to set you free. Return to Christ. Forsake it all for him. I know it's hard. Trust me, I went through. He took someone away from me that I made an idol. And it was so hard, but I had to let it go for both of us. And, in due season, God will return that to me. I mean, not everything he's going to return to you, but you got to listen to what God tells you and what God tells you to do in your obedience. But it's hard. But when we become a Christian, it's not a joke. It's not for fun. It's like we literally put our lives on the lines for this gospel. Like, we're not willing to die for this thing, whether that means die physically or die to our flesh, crucify our flesh daily, then we are not worthy to be his. So every day we got to ask for a consecrated heart before him, a pure heart before him, and unconditional love that nothing else matters, not even our family. They matter, don't get me wrong, we love them, but we forsake all that to follow the one who died for us, to follow the one who created us, to follow the one who thinks the world of us. And We need to be obedient to him, because obedience is better than sacrifice. And when he tells you to do something, go. When he tells you to leave, go. When he tells you to, even if you can't fathom it, don't worry about what people say, even your own family. You have to do what the word of God tells you, and what God tells you to do. I love you guys so much. I'll be writing on my blog soon. Message me if you have any questions. My Facebook sabbatical is still going on, which is really cool. I'll talk about that later. But I'll see you later, and have a wonderful day.